All right, so we just talked about the Indiana Fever and their expiring contracts, and Erica Willer, Timmy Fagbenley, and Kelsey Mitchell. And we talked about also what potential free agents they should target this offseason. Now let's move on to the WNBA draft because it's not the deepest draft ever. Not at all. Not the deepest draft ever, but there is a lot of value still to be found here. And we'll talk about trades and potential waivers or anything like that on a separate video. Let's just talk about what we know now. And I think what we do know now, or we all can agree on at least, is that they won't be a lottery team if everybody stays healthy. If everything as is, they won't be a lottery team. So that's 4 players coming off of the board, actually 5 with the expansion team now. And the 5 players that I'm going to go ahead and say are coming off the board now, just to get out of the way, Paige Beckers, Kiki Arafin, Malongo, Janiyah Barker, and Anisha Morrow. Those 5, I'm picking as lottery picks. Size is at a premium in this draft. It's very scarce. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of those forwards in right after Paige Beckers and say they're all coming off of the board early. All right. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. And obviously, some players will rise or fall as the season goes on, especially in the tournament. We always see players rise. But for now, I'm going to say these 5 are coming off of the board. Malongo, she probably isn't even the top 5 projected pick, but she will be by the time the season is over with. Now, what does that leave us with? A lot of guards, for one. As far as size, Maddie Westbeld is still out there and climbing a lot of draft boards. Not a bad player at all at 6'3". Um, let's compare her to Katie Lou Samuelson. She's not quite the shooter that Katie Lou was, but a better rebounder. So I'm thinking that she would give us around that same level of production. Ceiling. I don't think she's a bad player at all. I don't think they have similar skill sets. I'm not saying that. I just think they'd be around that same level of player. Honestly, Olivia Miles also is a player that's on a lot of people's boards. She's a really good player. It's not necessarily the injury history that has me concerned with her so much as the shooting percentage. She doesn't shoot the three-pointer very well at all. She's down to 20%. Yeah, 20%. No, we're not doing that. And she's a floor general. And we don't really need another floor general out there on the floor with Caitlin Clark. So I'm going to pass on Olivia Miles. Maybe you can do a we draft her and trade her down, for some more draft capital for the player that we really want. Who is that player? I'm fine on Pow Pow. I think that she'll always be a very, very efficient 3-point shooter. 9 points a game. I think that's pretty much what she is. Somebody who can sit in the corner or, can be a nice outlet at the top, hit you a couple of threes a game, and that's about it. I'm looking for a little bit more at the top of this draft, even though it's not a deep one. No disrespect to Pow Pow. Maybe she shows me something differently this season. Let's move on. AZ Fudd. The injuries with her is the issue. Too many injuries for me to want to spend a lottery pick on. I'm just not doing it. Let's cut to the chase. Let's swing on back to Indiana, to Notre Dame, and let's take a look at one of Caitlin Clark's former teammates because she's played with this girl before, and they both did well. They both thrived when they played together. All right, if you can't tell by now, it's Sonia Citron, guys. Sonia Citron, another guard, yes, but she's also listed as a small forward at 6'1". She has the size. She does rebound well. Her and Caitlin on the same court, they both rebound well. So 6 foot and 6'1", that's big if she's gonna play off guard, or if she's gonna play the 3, that's also big. I would prefer 6'2" to 6'3" as a wing, but 6'1" gets it done in this league. Her shooting percentage, I'll take it. She's shooting really well from the 3-point line. She rebounds well. She's not necessarily a primary point guard, even though she did fill in very well for Olivia Miles while she was out. But as we saw when they played together in FIBA, she did really well in that secondary guard role. We see the same thing when she plays with a full deck there in Notre Dame with Hidalgo and Miles being on the floor. Give me Sonia Citron all day. I think she's the perfect player for the Indiana Fever, me, myself. And like I said, it's already been proven that these two can thrive on the floor together. Not only did Caitlin win MVP in that World Cup in 21, but Sonia was right behind her in points with 14 per game. She was their second best player. They both around the all tournament 5 that year. So it's been proven that they thrive on the court together. Neither one has to sacrifice anything, any part of their games. Give me Sonia Citron. If you have to trade up a pick to get Sonia Citron, as opposed to like Georgia Amore or somebody like that, by all means, do it. This is the perfect pick for Indiana. I mean, she's already there in Indiana, in Notre Dame. She's already played with Caitlin. I couldn't imagine a better pick than Sonia Citron. As a matter of fact, I just sold myself on it so much. I just sold myself on it so much that I absolutely want this to happen now. As far as second round picks, listen, Sanaa Rivers is climbing a lot of people's draft boards. I'm starting to see her around 10th, 11th, 12th on some people's draft boards, but on most, she's still firmly in the second round, around 6th or 7th. If she's available there, take her by all means. First round, no. I can't get you shooting 21%. Unless you're a big, the biggest of bigs, I can't have a 21% three-point shooter nowhere near my team. Not in 2025, I can't. I just can't do it. And maybe you'll get better, but you'll never be a natural knockdown shooter, not in my opinion. It'll take too long for me. So I'm cool on Sanaya as far as a lottery pick. That athleticism, her ability to run the floor, her ability to finish, absolutely as a second round pick. Sign me up. And her defense, yeah, sign me up. But not as a first round. I'm locked in on Sonia Citron. I'm not mad at Madeline Westfield. I'm cool on Miles. I'm cool on Amore. I'm cool on Pow Pow. Those are my draft picks. I'm not even going to get into the third round because it's likely that we don't even keep the second round pick. Shout out to Celeste Taylor. But we all know second round picks don't necessarily stick around. So I'm not going to waste my time even digging into the third round. We'll talk about that maybe when it's time for the draft. Maybe we'll dig in the third rounds. But for now, still a year out. I'll stop with Sonia Citron and Madeline Westfield with Sanaa Rivers as my second round pick. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or not. This one is a quick one. It's not really much to expound on. But we'll talk about trades. We'll talk about which bench players that we think should get waived, all of that, which coaches we think should go, which GMs we think should go. We'll put all of that in a separate video. Right now, I just want to talk about what we actually have as far as draft capital and expiring contracts. So this kind of wraps up that conversation. This Olympic opening ceremony is amazing too, by the way. I don't know if you guys are watching it, if you plan on watching it or not, but if you're into that type of thing, please do. By all means, it's one of the best that I've seen, maybe since Beijing, maybe even better because there's so many different aspects that they're weaving together. We're not here for that. I'll let you guys go. Katie Ledecky, let's get that goal tomorrow. I might do a video about that. Who knows? Either way, I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, have a great day. Peace.